All right, folks, look, we have to talk about the MAGA breakup between Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene that we all witnessed last night. If you told me that a year ago, I'd say you're crazy. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump were the best of friends. MTG was so loyal to Donald Trump, but now they're publicly feuding, and it got so bad that MTG leaked her own text messages with Donald Trump to prove a point. It seems like they're irreconcilable, and this might be a MAGA breakup that MAGA can't recover from. So, look, we're going to get into all of this and more. There's actually new posts. They continued well into the night that I want to show you. But before I do any of that, make sure to subscribe down below, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about this story. Once again, I am still recovering from the flu, so I apologize for my congested voice if that is something that bothers you. But aside from all of that, let's dive in. Let's begin where it all started, which is with this post from Donald Trump on Truth Social. It was kind of random. At 8:31 p.m. last night, out of nowhere, Donald Trump dropped this, saying, "I'm withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia." I don't know why he put Congresswoman in quotations. Is he like saying that as if she's not a congresswoman? I don't know. Over the past few weeks, despite my creating record achievements, yada, yada, he brags about his term. A lot of this is obviously false. All I see wacky Marjorie do is complain, complain, complain. It seemed to all begin when I sent her a poll stating that she should not run for senator or governor. She was at 12% and didn't have a chance, unless, of course, she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. She has told many people that she is upset that I don't return her phone calls anymore, but with members of Congress, senators, cabinet members, 200 countries, and an otherwise normal life to lead. Don't know about that one. I can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. He is calling MTG a ranting lunatic, which he has it right there. I understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking about primarying Marjorie in her district of Georgia, that they are too fed up with her and her antics, and if the right person runs, they will have my complete and unyielding support. She's gone far left, even doing The View with their low IQ Republican-hating anchors, yada, yada, yada. Thanks for your attention to this matter. Wow. So he's claiming that Marjorie Taylor Greene has gone far left, that she's a ranting lunatic, that she's wacky. I mean, all this stuff. He's going after Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, this reads like he's attacking Joe Biden or another Democrat, but this time it's actually going after one of his most loyal defenders in Congress who, just like that on a dime, he decides to turn on her simply because MTG has been correctly pointing out that the economy is not doing well, that healthcare prices are so high because of the Republicans. And it actually pains me that Marjorie Taylor Greene is right about something, but she is when she says that. And so then MTG responded, and this is where the text messages got leaked, and a lot of questions are being raised here. She said, "Donald Trump just attacked me and lied about me. I haven't called him at all, but I did send these text messages today." They're down here, which we'll look at in just a moment. Apparently, this is what sent him over the edge, the Epstein files. And of course, he's coming after me hard to make an example to scare all of the other Republicans before next week's vote to release the Epstein files. It's astonishing, really, how hard he's fighting to stop the Epstein files from coming out, that he actually goes to this level. I don't think it's actually that astonishing, given Donald Trump's very close and intimate relationship with Epstein and given everything we know about their relationship. It seems to me that this is entirely expected, that Donald Trump knows there's something in the Epstein files. I think, at least regarding him doing something wrong, I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is now just coming to that realization, so it might be astonishing for her. But everybody else that's been paying attention for all these years, we know that this is no real surprise, but I digress. But really, most Americans wish he would fight this hard to help the forgotten men and women of America who are fed up with foreign wars and foreign causes, are going broke, yada, yada, yada. That's what I voted for. I've supported Donald Trump with too much of my precious time, too much of my own money, and fought harder for him, even when almost all other Republicans turned their back and denounced him. But I don't worship or serve Trump. I worship God, Jesus is my savior, and I serve my district GA 14 and the American people. I remain the same today as I've always been. For me, I remain America first. And here are the text messages actually disproving Donald Trump. She is not spam calling him, at least, and she did send him text messages yesterday talking about the Epstein files, which is what really seemed to send him over the edge. Now, she's still in this attacking Democrats. She's saying that Bill Clinton is on the files, and Hillary Clinton's on the files too, and all this stuff. But she's saying, check the flight logs of Epstein's plane. For many of us, releasing the files has always been for the women who were victims of Epstein, but also because we believe that Democrat bad guys like the Clintons were entangled and involved with him. And then in another message, this is where it gets interesting. Marjorie Taylor Greene responded to somebody named Natalie. She said the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, in all caps, seems kind of like Donald Trump, right? She said, in every single interview, I've defended Trump. I've said over and over, the women say he did nothing wrong, and their attorney says he's the one who helped, and the Democrats had 4 years to release the files. Stop ignoring the women. Many of them literally voted for Trump and say so publicly. Them being assaulted as teenagers is not a hoax. So that last part there is an especially strong response. But a lot of people were asking, who's this Natalie person? Turns out this Natalie person is somebody pretty significant, allegedly, in the White House, or now we know her to be significant. It's to Natalie Harp. The White House has claimed she's a low-level advisor to Donald Trump, but many people, and this is according to Adam Cochran, many people have speculated that she frequently puts out messages as Trump online because of his mental state and is involved in his health cover-up. Interesting that DJT doesn't respond to MTG, but Natalie is responding and sent the all-caps messages about it being a hoax. Is this 34-year-old woman secretly managing U.S. policy through Trump's comms? This is like when Edith Wilson secretly ran the country after Woodrow Wilson's stroke. And so when you go back to this message and you're looking at it, and it's the Jeffrey Epstein hoax in all caps, which you see in almost every single post from Donald Trump on social media talking about it, it's almost like, wow, is this Natalie person who the White House claimed is insignificant? Is she actually like running Donald Trump's social media, pretending to be him? Kind of seems like it with the short text that we got from her in response to MTG. I don't know if Marjorie Taylor Greene did that intentionally. I don't know if she's that bright, but interesting nonetheless that this Natalie person is involved in this as well. But Marjorie Taylor Greene leaked her own text messages, and it's just so. And then, also, by the way, before I get into something else, Donald Trump then continued the back and forth by reposting other people's tweets which were critical of Marjorie Taylor Greene. Here's one saying, you chose your side, you joined the Democrats, you want to better your political future in 2028 instead of helping Trump. This is something that Trump posted on Truth Social. Here's another one saying your political future just ended. Here's another one, hope it was worth it, sellout. I'm from a district similar to yours, Massey's. Don't pretend it's just about the files. Others are doing the same, and we're fine with that. Here's another one. You've literally been all over the map since he told you the truth. You're not built for the Senate, and you never will be. And there's more. You can pause to read if you'd like. But these are all messages that Donald Trump posted on Truth Social. And what I was going to say is that it's just so interesting to see this evolution. Donald Trump used to be such a fan of Marjorie Taylor Greene, congratulating her, calling her a future Republican star, even saying, I love Marjorie Taylor Greene, bringing her up on stage. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been one of the most fierce warriors, he said. He promoted her book and more, yada, yada. Been very complimentary of Marjorie Taylor Greene. He even once said, I would hate to have her as my enemy. And well, now he's made an enemy. And some Republicans are siding with MTG. Like this guy says, it's official. Trump is abandoning MAGA, attacking MTG and Massey, all to cover up the Epstein files. Mind-blowing. He's going to get impeached, and honestly, I don't care. Whereas other Republicans are defending him and attacking Marjorie Taylor Greene. There's always going to be a Donald Trump cult. But I think this MAGA breakup is significant because there are some people who are big fans of Marjorie Taylor Greene and will side with her over their disagreements with Donald Trump. Marjorie Taylor Greene has very few with Donald Trump, but those for some people are very significant, leading them to side with MTG over Donald Trump. So this MAGA breakup might, on the surface, appear to be some social media spat between two elected officials. I actually think it's much deeper. They're leaking text messages about Epstein. Marjorie Taylor Greene is essentially accusing Donald Trump of engaging in a cover-up, and she's leaking text messages not only with Trump, but with his advisors as well, saying that, this cover-up is much bigger than Donald Trump. It's much bigger than Vance or the Attorney General. It's a top-down operation in the Trump regime. And so I think this divide is much more significant than a lot of people are giving it credit for. But look, I'll leave the video there. I just had to talk about this crazy back and forth that we saw last night. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to subscribe down below. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the support. Let's stick together and watch MAGA unfold. Have an amazing rest of your day. We will talk soon.